Welcome back. Egypt have organized and hosted the World Men's Handball Championship, and this is the 27th championship to be held, and it's also hosted by the International Federation of the Handball. It is held in Egypt from the 13th of January until the 31st of January. And to shed more light on this tournament, we have the pleasure to have this phono with Captain Hossam Hassan, the sports critic. Good morning, Captain Hassan.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you, Doctor? How are you, Captain? Captain Hassan, now we've recently saw the performance of the Egyptian team, and actually the two teams that are going to meet in the final have already met with the Egyptian team, and when Egypt played with Denmark. The score was 39-38,
Yes.
only 1 point. And also when Egypt played with Sweden, it was also 1 point. So how do you describe this picture?
Well, to be honest, we should be proud of the team. I'm not going to say we were a bit disappointed, but what we can build on is that our team lost from the teams which already in the finals, which means our team is quite good enough and very strong team, and we will have a bright future. Especially a lot of the players, it was the first time for them to play for a world championship. Like for example, Yahya Khalid, it is his first time to play with the first team. A lot of players have in a really young age, and we will have, inshallah, a promising future.
Yes, what happened, Captain Hassan, in the meeting between Egypt and Sweden? Egypt was preceding Sweden, and what happened at the final, at the end of the match?
Yeah, I think it all started from this match. I believe if we won or we drawn at the end, we could have done better, and maybe we could have been in the finals. But I would say in big championship and in hard competitions like that one with a very competitive environment, I think a very small detail can make the difference. And I think we didn't protect the goal at the last minute against Sweden, and we conceded this goal, and because of it we are playing now. But I think maybe the game with Denmark will put a lot of confidence into the players, and that we can do it, and we are one of the best teams in the world. And I hope that the Olympic Games will prove that the World Cup was a good preparation for us to win a medal at the Olympics for the first time in handball. I hope so.
So, Dr. Hassan, what would you say to the Egyptian team, and how do you describe their performance during this championship?
I would say hard luck, and don't be very disappointed. Just learn from the slight mistakes or the slight disadvantages we have, and build on the strength we have, build on the confidence, give more time to the young players, and I think we may have a better future, inshallah.
Yes, Dr. Hassan, how do you see the performance of the Egyptian team before the Slovenia team?
Before the game with Slovenia, right?
Excuse me?
I think we were doing very well, and I think the Slovenia team,
Yes.
the main issue is people do not think Slovenian team is strong, but the Slovenian team is one of the strongest in the European continent. And I think the last European Championship they were the fourth. So it means that they are one of the leading nations at the moment, and one of the strongest squads. And they were very good in defense and also very aggressive on our players. You can see a lot of our players were injured after this game and having some stitches or something in the neck. So I think it was a really tough game with Slovenia, and we were doing very well before the Slovenia game.
Yes.
And maybe we could have won if we kept the goals different at the beginning. But also the game was not really easy. There were five goals ahead of us, and it was very tough to come back at the second half. But the players were really good, and they grasped it. That we drawn with them, and it was a good game too.
Yes, Dr. Hassan, how do you see the importance of Egypt hosting such a championship? Despite the challenge of the coronavirus, Egypt was able to manage everything, and everything is under control, and Egypt is a safe and secured country. What's your comment?
We invested a lot into the big sports complexes. We invested more than £3 billion to build a new sports infrastructure. We are very proud at the moment to have them in Egypt. And it was very sad to know that we will not have fans inside the sports complexes, but due to Corona, we cannot really say anything. And the medical committee have done a great job with the cooperation of the Ministry of Health in Egypt. Can you imagine they are running more than 1,000 PCR tests every day on the players, the staff, the volunteers, and the technicals, the technicians, the federations. They are running more than 1,000 PCR every day, and it's a lot of work, to be honest.
Yes, Dr. Hassan, how do you see, what's your opinion about the best players of the tournament and or this championship, and why?
Well,
Who
I
were the
believe
significant
Francis
names?
Marco of the Qatari team is a very skillful player. It's a delight to see him playing, to be honest, and I think he's the top scorer at the moment. Players like Hansen also is the best player in the world. Landon, the goalkeeper of Denmark, is a great goalkeeper. And the German goalkeeper, the French goalkeeper, the Hungarian, the Moroccan goalkeepers, besides the Egyptian goalkeepers. And I think there is a lot of players are doing very well. And for example, we have the best right wing in Egypt. Mohammed Sanad is one of the best players. You can have a look at them. Yahya Khalid is one of the best youngsters so far. So I think, yes, there's a lot of really good players at this tournament.
Yes, what are your expectations concerning the top goalkeepers and the top soccers in the final?
Well, I believe the history, like Sweden, have better history. I think they won the World Championship 4 times before. But at the moment, I think it may go to Denmark. I think Denmark may defend it, but I think the motive for Sweden will be bigger, and this may make the big difference at the final. And I think maybe Sweden will win.
Yes.
It's very tough to expect, to be honest. The Scandinavian countries are very strong in handball.
Yeah. So, Dr. Hassan, could you give us an idea or a hint about the preparations of the Egyptian team for the Tokyo Olympics?
Well, there was a protocol being signed with the French Handball Federation during the tournament, so I think we will have kind of friendly games and camps in France, or we'll meet with France in Egypt in a friendly game. And I think the Handball Federation will work on a plan to prepare the team for Tokyo. And I think the World Cup was also quite a very, very strong preparation for Tokyo Olympics.
Yes. Dr. Hassan, usually Egyptians are attracted to soccer and to soccer players and the matches among clubs in Egypt, either Ahli or Zamalek or Ismaili or other big names in Egypt. Recently, Egyptians are now attracted to the Egyptian handball team. How successful is our handball team? And they were able to attract the eyes of the fans and the audience.
Of course we are. I think the handball is the second popular game in Egypt. I think it's football at the top and then handball. And I think handball is the most successful team game in Egypt. They have done way, way better than football, to be honest, in a matter of achievement and also internationally. So I think there's a lot of people now will be inspired as well with having the World Cup here and with the game versus Denmark will inspire a lot to play or practice handball in the future. And I think we'll have a new generation coming up. And I hope the Ministry of Youth and Sport will build up on this and invest in more handballs.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time and for your valuable information, Dr. Hossam Hassan, the sports critic. Thank you very much, sir. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Breakfast Show. I hope you've enjoyed being with us. I was accompanied by my colleague, Karim Gamal. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.
الشمس والروح والنيل والأرض اللي تكفي وتشيل ده براح للقامة